up towards Littleton, North Carolina. Doc, why are we going there?
Big feats.
Big feats.
Big feats.
So, what is it, Medoc National Park?
Yeah, Medoc National
They're doing a Big Feats Festival. After which, we're going to hit up the Paranormal Museum in Littleton and check out some of the neat stuff they've got there, including a doll named Miss Beasley, which apparently moves on its own. We'll see if we can't get a recording of that. And otherwise, enjoy the town of Littleton.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find a bar later.
Yeah.
It'd be a huge plus.
Turn down the book!
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I've seen this one. The guy misses it.
Yep.
This guy right here.
No, you don't get to see.
No, you don't get to see.
Alright, so we're here at the Medoc National Park for the Bigfoot Fest.
Got here a little late.
Yeah, we missed, they did a tour through the park where they show where some of the sightings of Bigfoot were and where molds of his footprints were taken and things like that. However, I think if you look close enough in the background there, let me see if I can zoom, you can actually see
A big feat.
a big feet hiding in the tree.
Clearly evidence of the paranormal.
Evidence. So we did miss most of the event here. However, we're still going to hit up the 7:30 ghost hunt with the Paranormal Museum, Steve and Holly.
And they also gave us permission. Unclear right now if it's just for us to set the trail cam up with the doll or if they're going to give us like an extra hour to just kind of conduct our own little investigation.
Steve seemed pretty open and easygoing about it, so I don't think we'll have any problems. Also, someone here mentioned that the ghost tour can involve beer, which we're huge fans of. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
I love Lance.
we all
love Lance.
Okay. So that was fun. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, we met Bigfoot.
Met Bigfoot? Yep. Well, we have photographic proof.
It's inconclusive.
Photographic. It's inconclusive.
After meeting up with Steve and Holly at the museum, Joel and I take part in a ghost tour that they were doing in downtown Littleton at the Person's Ordinary, which is a building in the area that's rumored to be haunted. Steve and Holly brought in a medium who was able to pick up on 3 men playing a game at the table in the common area of Person's Ordinary. And this is significant for us because shortly before we started recording the video, we had 3 EMF detectors on the table, and they had been reading at a 0.0 milligauss baseline. Shortly after she picked up on these men playing the game, ours and the other 3 all went off in tandem, and ours was able to pick up a 2.7 spike from a 0.0 baseline. Also, as you can see, set up in the corner of the room is a laser grid, which is supposed to pick up movement of anything that shifts within the room, any shadows, anything like that. Unfortunately, during the duration of our time there, we were unable to catch anything on the laser grid, but we're looking forward to attempting that again. After the majority of activity downstairs stops, we decide as a group to move upstairs. Now there's 2 bedrooms up there, one of which was the scene of a murder, and the other one, which though we didn't get much clarification on, is still rumored to be haunted. Well, the most of the group moved into one room, I moved into the other. While conducting a video sweep of the bedroom upstairs just to see if we can get any hits, I noticed something move out of the corner of my eye, something bright. So when I turn around and I attempt to capture whatever I saw on the video, you can actually see what appears to be an orb moving from the right-hand corner of your screen upwards and then quickly shooting down. We'll back up the video so you can watch it again. After capturing this on video, I put the camera down on the bed and faced it in the direction of the event that just happened, which is in the corner of the room. I asked Brenna to put down a EMF detector to see if we can get anything, but after not getting any other hits, we decided to move on with our investigation.
Meanwhile, across the hallway in the murder room, Steve is hosting an EVP session, which unfortunately did not record any phenomena. However, several EMF detectors were set up, and they seem to spike to some sort of activity in the room. After the tour, we set up our game cam on the Miss Beasley doll, which originally brought us to Littleton, and we decided to call it a night. The next morning we would meet up again with Holly, and she would give us the history of the doll and what makes it haunted.
We actually got Miss Beasley before we even had a museum. We just had tours running at that point. The couple that got her bought her at a yard sale. And about a week later, the wife goes over to the husband and says, "Why are you playing with the doll?" I didn't touch the doll. She goes, "No, you folded her arms. Her arms are popped closed." It happens again about 3 weeks later. Doll's moved again. Now the husband's using it. He thinks the wife's really trying to get him with the doll. This is how she's placed. And then we're going to leave, lock the door behind us, and go on vacation. On the way in, they made a point of walking in together to see how the doll made sure she was still sitting the same way. She was facing them as they walked in the door. So it wasn't until we actually came up with the idea for the museum that we built the box. That's a handmade box. There's a lock on it. And the main reason for the lock was to make sure that nobody could reach in and play with her. So the first movement was actually put her in facing forward, like you would pose a doll. And the first movement happened, I want to say 4 months afterwards. Could have been 5. And she shifted to face this way. The chair was still facing straight. Everything else was still arranged nicely. Just her in the chair was arranged. Well, okay, that's different. And actually, the next day, Dad, the light inside went out. So Dad went in, unlocked it, changed the light, and actually readjusted her to face forward again. So that was a while ago. Now the last movement here was facing forward to switching this way. That was on Memorial Day.
Huh.
We actually had a picture fall that night. There was a small picture frame, only hanging about 5 feet off the ground. And it fell to the floor so violently that it broke into 4 pieces. Not very frequent movements, but when there is movement, it's a drastic movement. That was the first movement.
Jeez. Well, we set up that game cam last night, so
Yeah, I mean,
I doubt we got anything, but
I mean, it would be
we'll
cool.
go over it and see.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Unfortunately, the game cam did not capture any movement from the doll. However, we were able to see this haunting image.
He's wrecking. Okay, so we're at Flo's place, drinking, doing our thing. We are drinking Dark and Stormies, just in case anybody's wondering. And we're going over the footage from last weekend. We didn't have time over the week because, you know. Oh, my name is Zach Bagans. I'm Zach Bagans. And I do paranormal stuff. Ooh, it's a ghost. It's paranormal. 6:54. Domino's guy delivers pizza.
Fuckery begins.
Fuckery begins. There's a foot. Fuckery is a foot. You know how many times that shit is said on that? Oh my god. All bleeping aside.
We began, I think, we went into this investigation thinking that we would get hopefully one single solid piece of evidence, ideally from the Mrs. Beasley doll. Going into the ghost tour and all of the other things that we did were sort of like a...
Something added bonus.
Yeah, really. But I think what we ended up with was several small bits of very interesting experiences.
Good evidence.
And it kills me that while we were there, we had 3 different EMF detectors set up, and we had a doll with a proximity sensor set up. And while she was talking to these, or apparently talking to these gentlemen playing a checkers game, talking to spirits.
A game in general. We don't know what game.
Yeah. All three of these meters went off, and the doll with the proximity sensor went off at exactly the same time. And it was the questions that she asked provoked responses which appeared on our detectors.
Which is
And
cool.
It's cool, but what kills me and what is the greatest learning experience I feel like we had is that we didn't turn our cameras on to record.
We weren't rolling on anything. We weren't rolling on EVP. We weren't rolling on the GoPro.
Literally nothing.
We're really looking forward to hopefully working closely with them in the future, because that was a hell of a time. I mean, it was a good investigation. It was a hell of an experience. They're great people down there. So I don't know about you, man. I'm like stoked to be able to go back and check out they told us about the dollhouse, so maybe it'll be the next big one. I'll be terrified the entire time. I'm sure you'll handle it just fine. I'll probably piss myself at least once.
I'll probably gasp.
And it'll be great for YouTube, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll agree to that. So thanks for watching our video. We're hoping to crank out a few more as we get more stuff done. We just want to give a quick shout out to the Paranormal Museum up in Littleton. If you're in the area, if you're in northern North Carolina and you're looking for something to do, maybe with the holidays coming up, you got some in-laws and relatives that you really would rather not be around, check them out. Go on a ghost tour. They got sweet merch like the t-shirts, and they got like stickers and hats and all kinds of stuff. Steve and Holly and the crew, they're all great people. Yeah. We're going to attach a link to the video, so if you want to make a donation, feel free to click on the link and donate a little bit of cash. Everything helps. Most of the historic buildings in the area, the town of Littleton does not have a historic society, so it's up to the folks down at the Crypto Paranormal Museum to pretty much keep these buildings alive and well, and be able to tell their story. So anything helps. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. You're gonna have a friend in Jesus.
Gonna turn you up the spirit in the sky.
Spirit in the sky.
Lift you up with the spirit in the sky.
The sky.
I'm gonna go when I die. When I die, and lay me to rest. We're gonna go to a place that's the best.
So thanks for watching our video. We're hoping to put more